Radio operator to the tower. Debbie's coming in from London.
I think that's the only time they mention it.
I got to get a copy of that.
B-52 is called Debbie. I can't go more than 7 seconds. They shut my show down for copyright infringement. All right, guys, we're live. It's Monday night. We're live, and we have the very hard to get a hold of Debbie Smikoski from Mind Lab here, and I was just voicing my displeasure of some of the contests they're going to have because they're going to hurt my knees and my back. But Debbie, welcome to the show, and
Thank you.
We want details on Masters of Metal because it's a cool name, and it's going to be a cool set of contests leading up to. People are calling it the Olympics of metal detecting.
This is going to be the light version this year. So at the events, there'll be 3 different competitions that the teams will participate in. So the teams are made up of 4 individuals and then 1 named alternate, so that in case somebody goes down at an event or they can't make it to the championships, should they qualify, then that named alternate goes in. But once the alternate goes in, they can't come back out.
So if my knees hurt during the relay, I can't throw my alternate John Porcella in, right?
You can throw John in, but then you can't go back in.
Come back. Okay, I got you.
No, we're just trying to keep it fair and above board.
Gotcha.
So it's equal for everybody. So then there'll be 3 competitions. You'll have one will be just a token hunt, and it's going to be an hour length. And the first member of each. So instead of we're going to have a maximum of 30 teams. So that's 120 people. So instead of having
30 teams across the U.S. total.
30 teams per event.
Okay, so per event. Okay.
Right, and you can only participate in 1 regional event. So if you're doing New York, you can only compete in New York.
Right.
So instead of having 120 people in an area, it's only going to be 30 people, 1 from each team, will go in for 5 minutes. And then when they're done, they'll go cash out their tokens. And then the second member will go in for 10 minutes. And then so on. So, and as it progresses, the people that are going in later will have more time because the tokens might be more difficult.
Cool. I like that.
It'll keep it spread out for everybody.
And as the targets thin out, you have more time to look for it if you're at the end of the line.
Correct. And what we did when we ran a test in Florida in May, just as a test to see how it would work, and we pretty much changed everything about it, but it was a really good learning experience because this is the first time we've ever even tried something like this. So I'm sure after the 3 events this year and the championships, we'll make changes going forward. But what was really cool is we didn't make the targets on the token hunt easily found. There might be some at 2 inches or some at 7 inches.
That's what I was hearing, that you're not like, it's not the general rule where you kick the dirt aside, you're going to find a token. You may actually have to dig for some of these tokens.
You might have to dig for it. So we want to make it, because ultimately next year, my goal is next year to have like 8 regional events and then to have more than probably 6 competitions or even more during that event.
You're doing how many regionals this year?
So we're going to do 3. So New York, Florida, and Arkansas. And then the championships will be in Alabama in November. And so for each of the regional events, there'll be first, second, and third place winners. They will get first place gets $2,500, second gets $1,500, and third gets $1,100. That's to help compensate them for getting to Alabama.
Right, for travel and expenses. That's
correct. Awesome. And they get medals and that. And then whoever wins the championship, they'll all get a trophy and a manticore.
That's awesome.
So that team, and the alternate. So even if the alternate does not compete, they will still get everything that.
I can be the alternate then. That's cool.
So
let me ask you this, because I know metal detectorists are always on the up and up. We're very, very honest. We would never do anything, But on the outside chance that somebody that does an event in New York picks up the phone and calls somebody that does an event in Florida and kind of fills them in on the details of the different events that you're having. Are you making any security arrangements so that it's not all the same all the time?
Yeah, so the 3 events are going to stay consistent because we have to keep it fair across the board.
Right.
So we're at the token hunt, like I explained. So at every event, the tokens will be a different color. So those tokens will never be used again at any of the Masters of Metal. So you couldn't take tokens that you found in New York and take them with you and try to cash them in Florida.
Right.
Then there's going to be a claim jumper hunt, which the field will be separated into 4 sections. And one section we might bury a bunch of pull tabs, but we'll have a few colored pull tabs. So in order to move on, you have to find a colored pull tab, and we kind of did it this way because that also entails luck, because you're going to have to pull every signal. So we wanted to make it fair for people that are advanced and then people that are just starting out to come and have a good time. So we'll have, in one section, then maybe the next section, it's nickels and then buffalo nickels. So, and then we'll change those. So those will change going to each different event.
So you're right. You could do a million nickels, and maybe, a percentage of them may be the ones that you want to collect.
Correct.
For the contest.
Correct. So that's how we're going to keep it there. And then for the identify the target, we have 2 fields set up back to back. So one team will come up and 2 of their members will go in with judges, and there'll be 20 targets buried, and they'll have options of 25 targets to choose from. So to take out any kind of subjectivity, it's either, if you think number 1 is A, then you put A there. But there'll be 5 to try to trick people or whatnot to make sure that it's the right token. Each member has 5 minutes to go through it. And then, so you'll have two team members going through on each side at the same time. There will be different targets on both sides.
But the list will be different as well for each one of them that they're picking from.
So you'll have field 1 and field 2.
Okay.
It'll be, so all the teams, 2 members will compete in field 1 and 2 members will compete in field 2.
Yeah, as much as I love to use the Mana Core for that, I'm using this ETX for that. Just because you got to know your machine.
Yep. Well, when we did it in Florida, it was very interesting. In Florida, there were a lot of people that were surprised that they didn't get what they thought they got.
Right.
Which, it's a good thing. Like I said, we're not trying to make it difficult that people get frustrated. We want it to be fun. But eventually next year, this might go globally. So whoever wins the championship for the U.S. will go to wherever we're holding the world championships in Brazil or Europe or whatever.
So is this the new Mind Labbing Day? Is this what you're trying to develop into the new Mind Labbing Day once a year or throughout the year?
Something different though. So if you look at a lot of different things that you wouldn't think people would want to watch or root for or anything like that, I was flipping the channels and there's axe throwing championships now, or lawnmower races, or you never know, pickleball.
This thing being streamed would be awesome. It would be huge.
Yeah. So
I agree with that.
So when we were talking about, like on the target ID, you get 2 scores. You get an accuracy score, and then you get a time score. So if you finish in 4 minutes, that might put you ahead. So you get 2 separate scores for how quickly you completed it and then how well you completed it.
That's awesome.
So there'll be 2 scores. On the target hunt, it's 1 score, and on the claim jumper, it's 1 score. So
one of the questions that has come in more than once with us in every time Mind Lab has an event, this is always the question: I'm sure you don't have to be using a Mind Lab.
No, not at all. Your team has to have at least 1 BLF machine.
Right.
Pulse machines, we're not going to let them compete because you can't within a field of BLF machines.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the manufacturer is. You can compete with any metal detector. And the only other rules are you have to be 16 years or older to participate. And someone mentioned maybe, doing a kids division next year or something like that. So I'm taking that all in. I want to make this work correctly. That's why we're only doing 3 events, and then we'll expand it next year. And then you just can't be a Detexpert or a Mind Lab employee. So dealers, Ronnie, if you wanted to get out there and make a team, you could have a team. So that's all we're limiting it to.
Yeah, Ron, come on down.
Yeah,
You can go to New
115
York.
degrees. 115 degrees. I'm going to go down there.
Listen,
It's gonna
it
be
was
70s in
warmer
New
in New
York.
Jersey last week than it was here. So
It's going to be 70 in New York this weekend, man.
Where is it in New York? What,
It's Cape Vincent, New York.
where the heck is that?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
It's like 10 hours from Illinois. That much I know. The guys said we didn't have an event up there, and I wanted to do something in the Upper East Coast. So the folks at Dig Stock secured the land for us. So that's how we got the property. The Florida event's going to be tied to the Central Florida metal detecting silver hunt, and then Arkansas will be tied to Treasure Fest.
oh, Treasure Fest, cool.
So we'll work on for Florida and for Arkansas. We're going to work around their hunts.
That
And then
was
we'll
the
put
other
our
question
stuff
that
in.
I had been asked because the Mind Lab event is going to be separate from the organized hunts that are going on the same day.
Correct.
So how are you not letting them run into each other?
So, for example, on the Arkansas hunt, so we will not do until he clears one field off on the Saturday hunt. Then that's the field we'll take for the token hunt, and for the token hunt and for the claim jumper when they have a break, a downtime. And then at Arkansas, the target ID will be throughout the day. The teams can come at any time because that'll be set up the entire time. And then they can come through at their leisure as long as they do the target hunt before a certain time on Sunday.
Oh, so the target hunt is open. Whenever you got a free minute, you go do the target
For
hunt.
Arkansas. For Arkansas.
Arkansas.
So in New York, once I know what the final team count is, then I'll figure out how I'm going to separate them. You know, if we had 30 teams, I was going to do 10 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, and 10 in late afternoon, and then have the 2 token hunts in between. But it's going to depend. Right now, I think we only have 5 or 6 teams for New York, which we expected. I'm hoping to get, some last minute attendees, but I've talked to a bunch of people that had vacations planned and wanted to come but can't. So we knew by the time, because we did this and we didn't have a roadmap, I didn't realize all the legalese that we had to go through between, Mind Lab's an Australian-based company, so we had Australia legal, the U.S. legal, some state legal. So to get that all gone through, and then get the marketing campaigns and stuff up, we knew we had launched it a little bit late, but so there's plenty of room in New York, and even if we only get 10 teams, that's you got a 3 and 10 shot of going to the championship. So
yeah, absolutely. That was the other question. I'm sorry if I missed it. How simply number one's moving on, or
first, second, and third?
Okay, so first, second, third teams are moving on. Okay,
correct.
Good.
We'll have 9 teams, and I'm debating about a wild card team, but I haven't to make an even 10 teams. But I've got to run that through legal and everything else. So
absolutely,
yeah.
I think you're right. If you're going to have it in the fall and you're starting this in January, the promotion that you put behind this thing's going to be huge.
Yeah,
it's going to be huge because you know what? We love the social media thing. We love to go out. We love to dig, and it's been the last competition like that I was in has to be 15, 20 years now.
Wow.
It's a long time coming. The last Troy Shadow Hunt. I mean, that's a long time coming, and people are into it. Especially these young bucks that think they're in good shape and they're going to outrun my knees. They might, but
it was funny watching in Florida when we did it in May. We had the weather it was like 95 degrees out, and the field that we were in, there was no shade whatsoever. I could not get people off the field because they didn't want to they didn't want to let their teammates down.
Yep, absolutely.
And then everybody else is, that wasn't part of the test group, they're yelling and screaming. I'm just watching this all happen organically, rooting people on and don't give up. And so it was really neat to see.
And then
everybody had a good time.
Moving forward, you're going to have teams sponsored. You're going to, McDonald's
you never know.
going to sponsor a team.
You never know what this
The
could turn
Gold
into.
Digger will sponsor a team. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. I see Jimmy Tippett signed on. I understand that Jimmy's team came in second in the test hunt in Florida. So if Jimmy
Oh,
can
in the
do
test
it,
run, yes.
I'm sure I can do it. I'm sure Jimmy's not much younger than me.
You won't be running around that much. At least not this year. Next year, I got some plans, but no.
Next year, I'm planning on being a judge. All right, so tell me what has changed about the new 40.
I think one of the biggest, I mean, of course, the aesthetically it's red,
Yeah.
but it had the biggest difference, I think, is the calibrate button.
Now, let me understand the calibrate button. That's not a simple detune.
I don't know the backing of that, so I can't say if it is or not. Because I just got mine, so in playing with it, if I get my target and I have it going, if I calibrate it again, it allows me to get closer and pinpoint more accurately of where it is.
Okay, so almost like a detune, like a step down. That's cool.
Yeah.
How about the iron reject?
Still works just great.
All right, beautiful.
And it's getting so. I don't know if you had seen it. Steph Tanguay did a review during launch, and although it was an air test, she had a ruler showing the differences between the 35 and the 40, and the 40 was getting further away from the target when it started to hear it.
Oh, beautiful.
So
beautiful. I gotta put my order in. If I only knew a dealer close by.
I don't know of one. Do you?
I got a couple left. We went through.
Oh, you do have some? Yeah, I need one.
I just got another 10. I sold the 10 I had. I got another 10.
I only got like 12 pinpointers on my table right now, checking the batteries. So I probably need one more.
We can manage that. I'm trying to read the scrolls here because I think we have a troll in here today. But
oh, really?
Talk about that. Yeah. Start reading the text. Now you get to do the show. Don't.
No, it does not. Brandon, I saw that it does not interfere with the other machines because it has the DIF security around it.
And like I said, I loved the 35. My only issue ever with the 35 was the fact that the crustier a target got, then occasionally I would get a false with the iron reject. I've talked to guys that were using the new one, and they're like, first thing they're doing, and if that works, I love the whole concept of that thing. I think it's an amazing addition to a pinpointer.
I remember when the 35 came out and they put on the iron reject, the discrimination. I kept thinking to myself, really, why do you need this? And now it's one of my favorite features on those pinpointers.
Getting that trashy hole where there's a coin and then there's 15 pieces of iron laying around it.
Yeah.
Can you go into a little detail on how they were talking about it won't interfere with the coil?
So there's something that is called DIF, and I don't know. That's the acronym for it. I don't know what it is, but it's like a shielding. So as the detectors get more sensitive, even if your pinpointer's off, it's still creating a magnetic.
Creating a resonance in that hole.
Correct. So there is a protection around it to stop that. Is that technology of DIF?
When that 35 first came out, if I was in mineralized ground and you stuck it in the hole, it's kudos to the 35 because it was very powerful. But you could get that going on with the minerals in the hole, and then I had to pull it out or detune it, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hearing the big changes with the 40, and I'm looking forward to playing with that.
Yeah, but the DIF allows it to be off, and because some people put it right on the shaft of their detector, and it will not interfere with the detector.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. I love it. So of course, the next question is an easy one. When's the 3030 replacement coming out?
Did I hear that right? No. You know what? This year, out of any year that I've worked for Mindlab, and I'm going on my 9th year now, And to come out with 4 detectors and a pinpointer in 1 year, I would say I don't know when.
I'm going to tell you this: bravo on the update for the Manicore.
Yep.
I like, and we talked about it on the show. I like the Manicore from day one. I love the Manicore since the update.
It's made a big difference, and I've heard that from more than one person for sure.
Absolutely, it made a huge just the settling down. Like, listen, any machine's going to go a little erratic when you get in super hot terrain and you know, in some of this black sand swirls in the beach. But what a difference, night and day from the update, from before the update to now. It's just a settled down, calm beast in that hard terrain. It
Without
really
a doubt.
is.
Without a doubt. I'm looking forward to getting the smaller coil and then working in the gold fields with it. So I can't wait till that comes out.
I'm asking guys because I got a buddy of mine who loves the machine, and he's a gold hunter, and he has picked up. He said he's picked up some small gold with it. Yeah, but it hasn't really gone hardcore in the gold fields with it yet.
I think once that, I think it's sensitive enough that it's going to pick up small targets, but I think once that 8-inch coil comes out, it's going to just wall up. So
and that's the biggest thing, because the absolute number one Mind Lab question that I get every single day since the Manicore came out is, what do you like better? What's better? Is the CTX better? Is the Manicore better? And I tell them, I said, I love the Manicore. Yeah, I still go and I grab my CTX because I just love that machine. But the biggest difference I've seen is fragments of stuff at depth that I know, and I love the CTX. I will die with it in my hand.
Right.
But I know that machine's not seeing that fleck at 18.5 inches down. The first week I had the Manicore, the first old coin I got with the Manicore was a Real, and it was 18.5 inches deep, and it was a small one.
I dropped that one. Wondering where it went.
I had to have Spanish Main Antiques date it for me because it was so worn. It pretty much looked like a watch battery until I saw part of the X on it. But
oh wow!
It sees small, and that's part of the dialing into that machine is you don't necessarily always want it to be that sensitive, that small. And once you get it dialed in with the Ferris limits, which was brilliant,
right? And having the visualization of what it's changing versus just picking a number.
Exactly.
That you can actually see what it's doing, to me, makes it much more helpful.
For me, that line across the center is my 12 on the CTX. I mean, that's the marker in my head, and then being able to see a nail which wants to kind of go through all the way through your screen, and I lowered that Ferris limit. It may not get rid of that nail, but that nail's not being dug because it sounds like crap now.
Right.
I think it's brilliant. I love it. Very, very powerful, very sensitive machine, and deep. Go ahead. What are you laughing at?
You look like you had a question, man.
No, I do have a question, but I also am reading this. And if Frank's not reading this,
no, I can't do two things at once. That's like walking and chewing gum. I fall.
That's why I'm kind of not talking so much. Now the new, because the question was asked by one of the viewers, the new Manicores now, do they have the update in them, or do they have to be updated?
I am not sure. It's really easy to tell if you just go into your general settings when you get it. I don't know when the production line started doing the new update, so I couldn't tell you. Usually what we did on Equinox, which I would assume is the same thing, it'll have on the label with the serial number, it'll have what version it's running. But if you just turn it on and go to general settings, if you see where it shows, I'm trying to think what the title is. I think it's Ferris number or something, where it'll show an arrow where you can change the Ferris number to either solid red or the red line underneath it.
Oh yeah.
That's how I tell. Somebody walks up to me and says, "Is this updated?" I look to see if that's there.
For those of you who have had headaches with some of the update tools that are out there, cake. It just the MindLab update tool almost walks you right through the whole thing in 2 minutes. It was one of the easiest updates I've ever done.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was good. Definitely for the first one, it was very good.
And I love the red numbers.
Yep, it's easier. Like I like the red line, but I can see the red number through. Like when I'm detecting, I can see it without looking at it. You know, my peripheral vision, I see that, so I know right away.
And when you're blind like me, the red line doesn't even exist because you can't see it. So. But no, it's yeah. The update was a success for sure, and we have a little think tank that we'll go through and we test machines out and everything, and everybody they had the update before I put the update in. Everybody said, "Stop what you're doing, put it in, it changed the machine." Yep. And it did. And my biggest difference is on the beach because some of the trashy and mineralized areas on the beach. That was where I noticed the difference right off the bat.
Right. Well, that's good to hear.
Is MindLab ever going to work on a pinpointer that will be transmitted into the earphone? That seems to be a pretty hot item with some other manufacturers.
We've been asked that for ever since the other manufacturers have come out with it. There are no plans that I know of, but that could change, tomorrow. So I don't have, unfortunately, the in that far to know.
And the next question would be, are they ever going to do a dealer seminar in Australia like they originally planned before COVID?
I don't know. Right now, I don't know. With all the changes in travel and everything else, I've not heard anything as far as something happening for dealers yet.
Okay. Are they ever going to bring back the seminars here in the United States for the dealers? Because that was that's really where I got all my contacts, meeting all the dealers throughout the United States.
I would like to do, especially now that everybody has learned, to use Zoom or Teams or whatever, or that you can actually do something without everybody being physically in one room. I've talked to my boss about doing that for dealers, doing a training like this, and separating up in days, similar to like what we did when the Equinox came out, Ron, the 600 and 800. Mm-hmm. I'd like to do something like that just so people understand what the machines are and, what the benefits or not. I mean, Frank and I were talking earlier about like the Xterra Pro. It's a great machine, but we have to understand, is the customer going to go in the water and submerge it? And if not, then a Vanquish could be a better machine because that's simultaneous multi-frequency. So, being able to explain those differences to make sure a dealer understands it, which I'm sure a lot of them do, but just because that, to me, that's what distinguishes the independent dealer, is that you guys use them, you understand them, and you can get the customer into the machine that's going to work best for them.
Yeah, definitely. Though it's a great game changer at the price point for getting entry level people into the hobby. The definitely stabilization, and especially in the sand and salt water.
Salt water is amazing.
Well, and two, they have a backup. If you're an Equinox user, an 800 or 700 or 800 or 600 user, to have that backup that you can use your coils.
Yep.
It's a nice feature.
Yeah. Now, will the wireless headphones work on that, like the Equinox?
No, so it's going to be the same. It would be the 85s or the 105s.
Okay.
Will work on the Xterra Pro because it's a proprietary system. I know you guys do headphones and things like that, but there's other options. We have also the ProSonic that you can do, but that's a higher ticket item than the detector is for the Xterra Pro. But as long as you have a transmitter that's aptX low latency and a headphone that is aptX low latency, you can do the earbuds, you can do, behind the ear or over the head or whatnot. And I did a test. I went on Amazon and bought different things because I wanted to make sure, do I need to have just the transmitter as low latency or do I have to have both? So I tried it all different ways, and both of them have to be aptX low latency because I hooked up a transmitter and then put my AirPods in and it was still dragging. So there's different ways to do it if you don't want to use the 85s or the 105s. And same for Manticore users and Equinox 700 and 900 users.
Years ago, I asked Peter Charlesworthy, right? Charlesworthy.
Mm-hmm.
I say it right? In reference to buying the board that comes in the, at the time was the M10.
The WM10 or
WM10.
Okay.
And he had said, yeah, we can work on that. And we never followed up. Can we get the board for this?
That would be, I can follow up with you on that.
Yeah,
and we can find out.
Do, because we could then make our headphones wireless towards for the Mind Labs.
I will find out for you. I wrote a note.
I hate to do it the way my ex-partner did, and he went and sent it to China and had it reversed. I'd rather get it legitimately.
I can guarantee you these aren't being made in China. I'll just show you my back room.
Yeah, we're talking about the wireless technology.
Oh, the wireless one. Yeah.
We'll find out. I will find out for you, Ron.
All you gotta do what I do. Just put a heavy piece of Velcro on the outside and hit the WM10 right to the side of my headphone. It worked like a champ.
Yeah. Like when he told the guys when they go dive in to put a chin strap on the headphones so they don't float up.
I had a custom make one for a couple of guys going down the 17 strap and a couple other divers out here, and you're trying to offset buoyancy. So I asked them, would you mind a chin strap? They said, no. we had to wait him a little bit.
Yeah, well, we get creative when we can't figure problems out.
I saw somebody was asking about their guarantee on their Equinox 600. You have a 3-year warranty on your unit. If you're not sure, you can call when you purchased it. As long as you registered it, you can call Mind Lab, and they can check the serial number for you.
Okay, I had a question this week, Deb. Replacement, the simple stuff, the coil protectors for like the stock coils and stuff like that. Are they available anywhere yet?
No. So the accessories for Manticore and I believe for the 700 and 900. Well, the Manticore coils are the big question right now. I'm looking. That's going to be probably October. And as with everything, they're going to be constrained to begin with because there's huge demand for them right now.
Right.
So I would plan on October on those. Skid plates for the Manticore, I think, also is October. And then on the 7 and the 900, probably, I'm going to play it safe and say October. Because I haven't looked at that independently, but I'm going to guess that they'll all start coming around the same. I'm
just going to say the Manticore's been out for a few months. How are you guys going through coil protectors already? Seriously.
Well, if somebody's had a problem, we've taken, we found some off a demo unit. I don't think I have any left on my demo units.
But how are they breaking them already?
Animals.
I've got an 11-year-old CTX still got the same one on it.
You never know. Sometimes I don't ask. I just go, let me see what I can do to help you with. But there's not been many at all.
Trying to read if there's any more questions coming out. I already wore out my men. Brandon Kowalski wore out his, but he's in the desert in the rocks and stuff.
Yeah, gold.
I hear he slams his Manticore up and down trying to break the rocks, see if there's gold in it. Greg Papala, what do you got? I know we're gonna put you here to corner Debbie. FH10, Deb, is Mind Lab coming?
Of course we will.
Tell her, Greg, we're going home. We're going home to the old location.
Yeah. That other place was not. It was
the other place was very interesting though.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Mercedes in a tree before.
You never see me drive.
Did you take the train ride and see the big tree with all the 10,000 cow bones piled up around
it?
That was pretty cool.
That was a very interesting place for sure.
Greg, are there any updates? Any updates that you want to pass along?
just I mean, we're getting ready. Dan, I'm going to be getting Dan before my surgery, but probably in the next week or so, we're looking at making it online so people can get their tickets online. But yeah, that's really just the main thing right now. Because right now, I've been dealing with a lot of doctor issues and stuff. So that's why I put the word out there early so people can mark their calendars and know that it's going to be cooler weather again. So those of you that stayed away last year,
let's go, Greg. It's not like you had a stroke or something. Oh wait, never mind. I'm sorry. You did. Dude, we made it remarkable. I would have been impressed if you made it back for FH10, but you made it back for FH9. That was impressive. Buddy.
Yes, he did, and it was a great event, as it always is.
Yeah.
What are the dates of Florida Hunt 10?
I emailed them to you, but I'll email it to you again.
Well, I was going to say so everybody knows the dates.
Oh yeah, she got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta look them up. I know it's February, the end of February.
Wait, February? You mean it's not going to be 103 degrees this year?
No.
You never know.
I have it on the 25th, my birthday.
I think that is the weekend it is, Ronnie.
That's what I want to hear.
Because mine's the 27th. So I guess I should. I'm hearing Jeopardy music. Oh God! I'm gonna have to use I'm gonna pop open another window here.
we can always post it. I mean, we have already. We've already posted. I don't even remember the dates either.
Yeah, but it's not
like 26th, 27th, 28th.
Somebody in the chat's probably already posted it. I'm sure. Yeah, February 23rd to the 25th.
There you go. 23rd to 25th.
All right.
And it's a long drive for me, so I'm going to leave soon.
And you'll probably get there in time.
Late.
He'll get there in time to set up and make the meet and greet.
I got a 3-hour drive day after tomorrow. I'm leaving about 6 hours in advance.
No, just to reiterate though, there are open spots in New York.
Yes, guys.
So,
oh yeah. Are any of the this first year? Are any of them filled up yet?
Not yet. I wouldn't expect. I would think after New York, then we'll really start hitting Florida and Arkansas. I think those are going to go very quickly.
Yeah, Florida's not till when? October.
Yeah, October. And with to qualify, if you go to the Florida event or to the Arkansas event, you can also participate in their hunt. You have to pay with them.
Right, they're separate.
And then they're separate, but they're kind of combined.
But you're going to sync it up, so you're not going to miss a Mind Lab event if you're hunting in one of the Central Florida.
Yeah,
events.
you won't miss out anything on either side if you do both events. So it's a 2-for-1. But everybody, so if you go to mindlab.com, on the banner up at the top, after the Profine 40 banner, then there's a Masters of Metal banner, and you just click on that and it'll take you to the Masters of Metal link, and then you can register for the events. And it's $100 team payment, and we primarily did that to make sure people showed up.
And it's $20 a person, guys. I mean, you got 4 and it's $20 a head.
You'll get a Masters of Metal hat, a Masters of Metal t-shirt, a Masters of Metal bag. So you're going to get all of that as part of your entry or your registration. And then you got, like I said, with New York, if we don't get a lot more teams, you've got a pretty good shot at going to the championships, either first, second, or third place.
That's your first one, right?
That's the first one.
That's the first one. So yeah, and like Debbie said, guys, they were running a little late, so you got a good shot at getting in. If they don't fill out 30 teams, your odds of moving on increase.
Yep. I think we have 5 or 6 teams is what we have right now, and we'll take up to 30. But even if no matter what happens, if we only have 5 teams, then we're going to do it full blown for 5 teams, and
right.
have a good time.
Absolutely.
I'm bringing the gold panning station. We're going to have a gold panning contest in downtime if people want to mess with that. That'll have prizes. We'll have the prize wheel going. We'll have bags, cornhole, or whatnot. So it'll be a fun day.
and if it's not fun, because you know how it always goes. You're going to have these teams. They're going to come with their backpacks and their M16s. And they're going to get all into it. Have fun, guys. It's about being fun. It's about having a good time. And if you win, fantastic. And if you don't, you still participated. It's still fun.
Yep. You still have a good time.
When we get to the point where we're going to do a giveaway, as you can see, I was just digging in my back here, and I have something special because Debbie's here today.
Huh?
Well, I'm going to add something special to it.
Is it a Mind Lab token? I can can get prizes.
It actually is.
Ooh.
Debbie, is this familiar to you?
Yes, I know that one.
These are the cachet.
Yep.
Coin.
But I'm going to add something to that, Ron.
Okay.
So everybody has seen these before. We've used them at different hunts.
Oh, they're like challenge token?
They're challenge token, but
That's
on the back of this one, hold on, let me take it so the glare's not bad. So that's the front of it. And we do the front on every of the tokens. We've had, I think, 6 versions of this in the past. But this one has the Masters of Metal logo.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
That's
so
cool.
And I only have, limited amounts of these made. So I will throw that into whoever wins when you do your giveaway. Or if you want to do 2 giveaways,
Or you can do two giveaways. This is vintage. Vintage.
That is vintage.
What's that one from, Ron?
This is when they started doing the caching, the geocache.
Oh, the
Yep.
geocaching.
Yeah.
That's when we hid the that we used for the Go Finds too, when we buried the Go Finds.
Yeah.
when the Go Finds came out.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys, we're just going to tell you right now, like the broadcast, because I'm going to start pulling a list. We'll do a couple giveaways. Okay, I have to go over to another screen, guys. So if I act funny, it's because I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at a different screen. Let's see. I'm not fluid with this whole process just yet.
Oh, I think Shelly's watching. She could do a wheel for you.
That's when we hit the.
Okay. All right. I'm making a list and I'm checking it twice. My list is blank.
Oh boy.
Hold on. My list is completely blank. Hold on. Okay, I think we got something here now.
Shelly wants to know if you want help. She's watching.
Shelly, if you would like to put together a list for me, that would be amazing. Okay, I got it up, Shell. I actually got it. Okay, what are we giving away first?
We'll give away mine.
All right, so this is one of the geocaching caches from how long ago, Ron?
Would you know?
It was before me, so I've been here almost 9 years, so it's got to be 12, 13 years old. And there are no more.
There you go. This is really vintage. So.
All right, so I am putting it into the generator.
I think it might be worth some money. Lucky winner.
And we're going to spin. Well, kind of spin. We're going to click the little button. And the geocache cache thing goes to Ian Aiken.
I'm sorry.
Ian Aiken.
Ian.
Congratulations, Ian.
Congratulations, Ian. PM
Congrats.
me your info, or actually PM Ronnie your info because I don't have it.
I know you won recently, but just please send it to me again.
Yeah, send it to him again.
Because I got to start digging through all my Facebook messages and all this other stuff. It's so much easier if you just send me the info.
So I've got a question. Any possibility of Vanquish updates, Deb?
Nothing that I've heard. We've done the one initially to add iron bias on it on the 540s, but nothing that I've heard of planned.
Okay. And next is the challenge coin from the Mind Lab Masters of Metal challenge
I
coin.
see Ian in the chat.
Oh, look, Frank Lopergolo won. Oh, incredible. Let me go back to my screen. Okay. Oh, and the winner is Shelly Daly Williams.
Ah.
Shelly, could you send your information to Ronnie, and then I will get your coin out to you. And
yes, I can give you Shelly's address right, and Debbie's gone.
What happened?
I have no idea.
I didn't touch nothing.
I can give you Deb. I'll give you her address right now. It's in Dunedin, Florida. That's where Shelly moved to, Dunedin, Florida. All right. Well, I hopefully Deb hits. Here she comes. That was interesting, Deb. You have no sound now, Deb. No audio. There you go.
No,
Nope.
That was him coughing.
That was me coughing.
You want to log out and then kick back in.
Yeah. I'm going to kick you out.
Button.
Come back in.
We got to start learning how to read lips on this show. It's not the first time this has happened, you know.
Yeah, that was nobody touched anything there. That was just spontaneous. And now her computer exploded and she can't come back in. There she comes. How about now, Deb?
All right, can you hear me? Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, so Shelly Daly Williams won the challenge coin. Congrats, Shell. Deb, thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
We will post any info you've got for the upcoming events. We will post them on the page. Let me know. And we want to get as big a turnout as we can, especially for New York, which is running a little late.
Yep. Any help would be appreciated. Like I said, guaranteed you're going to have a good time no matter what. Because, like I said, I don't care how many teams are out there. We're going to treat it like it's sold out and just have fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. Deb, thanks. We're going to kick you out of here because we're going to wrap it up.
See you guys
later. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
We got Debbie's audio back.
Oh, that was
Greg,
cool.
you got to get that surgery done. Let's go, man. We got to dig.
I got to get that new necklace made with the stone. I'm gonna bring it to Mark Anthony and maybe have a
like an octopus wrapped around it or something.
Yeah. It'll all go well, but hey, at least I can go post and update. We got Deb's Mind Lab back in Florida Hunt like they do every year, so that's cool.
There won't be anybody that won't know the date because we're gonna plaster it everywhere.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting her to ask the date, and I was like, check your email. I emailed you. Yeah.
I really thought she was going to tell me when the new 3030 was coming out, but
Mark Hoover was saying it's going to be called the 50/50. You heard it here first, so
it'll be the DA 50/50.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on, guys. It was fun to.
Oh, it's good to see you.
I pulled a Ronnie. I sat here. People were like telling me and Ronnie to smile. I'm like, I'm just watching the chat.
I know. Yeah, I have to go back and view a few things in that chat.
Oh yeah, I'll explain it to you after. We're off the air now.
No, not yet.
Okay.
We're gonna sign off. We're gonna sign off a little early, and this way we don't step on. We won't step on our buddy Butch.
Yeah.
And so we got everything in tonight. It was all metal detecting all day. It was amazing.
That's right. We're just stepping right up there now.
All right, guys. So don't forget, we're going to sign off a little early. Get over and check out Butch Holcomb, American Digger Relic Roundup, and Send them our love. And we will see you. I think we actually have a guest next Monday already.
We do.
Yeah, I think we're delving into arrowheads and Native American artifacts, and
Cool.
we got a pro coming on.
All right.
All right, guys. See you later.
All right.
Michael Baumhoff. You did not send me your info to the right one. Check where you sent it to, because if you sent it to the wrong one, which I think you did, I can't get to it. DA Frank Lopergallo, your little package is sitting right here. Not Frank Detect America Lopergallo, DA Frank Lopergallo. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.